Hey guys, it's Brandon with Myshirts.store. We're going to go over the concept of file dimensions and print sizes. So we're going to go to our first product on our site, which is the Gildan Heavy Cotton. And when you click Start Designing, you got to go through a couple steps. Either you want to add a design or you want to add a text. We'll just say Add Design, Add DTG Design. I'm just going to pick something I already have loaded up here. This video is not about the design, it's about the print size. So you see this box here is your print area, and this is 12 by 14. So let's just say right here we're going to say most standard products have a print area of 12 inches wide by 14 inches tall. Okay, so we're going to address that first. If 12 by 14 isn't big enough for you, you can go here to what's called the oversized print options. And the oversized print options are 16 by 20. So that's, if I click Start Designing, I'm just going to, this box right here is 16 inches wide by 20 inches tall. The oversized print options are 16 inches wide by 20 inches tall. Okay, so let's say I have a picture like this. Now, like I said, this video we're not going to be talking about quality, but I often get asked, can you stretch the design to make it fill up the whole area? So if I want it, now I don't recommend that because you see this image is locked in proportion. When I scale it bigger or smaller, it's locked in, so it looks natural. It's the way that the image is supposed to look. But and then again, I want to say sometimes I get asked, well, can we just stretch it and make it fill out the whole area? Well, look, you don't want to do that. But I'm going to show you what happens. So we're going to uncheck that to resize proportionally, because see, you want to maintain proportion. But if you want to, you can do like this. See what happens if I want to make it take up the full area? Doesn't that look really weird? So, I mean, when you imagine if you have an image with someone's face in it and you want to just say, oh, let me just stretch it out. No, don't do that. That's not the way to do it. Okay? So, now we're going to explain how to set up files. If you do not have Photoshop, you're going to go here. Photopia.com is basically like Photoshop, and when you go here to create like a new design, this is kind of the Photopia. I don't really like using Photopia simply because it's web based and it's a little slow and clunky. But what I'm going to go ahead and do this in Photoshop, and it's kind of the same. So you see, I'm using Photoshop. It's a locally installed program. It costs $10 a month. So if you want to get into designing T-shirts, I would imagine $10 a month is a fine fee for you to invest in something that's it's the best software to be using to design your shirts. Not Canva, not Photopia, Photoshop. It's the industry standard. It's been around for 25 years. It's what you want. You would say File, New, and you want to be in inches. So depending on whether you are doing a 12 by 14 or 16 by 20. So you want your DPI to be 300. Like I said, Photopia is just like clunky. I'm here trying to click in there and it just takes a while to respond. All right, so 300, 12 inches wide, 14 inches tall, and then it's very important to say transparent background. And then you create your file. Now, of course, if you want to do 16 by 20, you just say 16 inches tall, wide, 20 inches tall, always 300 DPI, and always transparent. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Photoshop and explain this. So I'm going to say new. Like I said, we're inches, 300 DPI, 12 by 14. And we're going to click create. Like I said, I'm going to kind of just, so here I'm going to add, I'm just going to use the brush tool. I'm going to just paint a little design here. I'm going to kind of just draw some stuff all around the edges. And see, I want to point out too, just for this video, I'm not really trying to talk about file, like image quality and colors and stuff in this video, but you see that little icon there? You want to stay away from colors that give you that icon for DTG. So I'm just gonna do a little graffiti style looking design here. All right, and then I'm going to save a copy. All right. We're going to go back to the website. Let's go back to a different page here. See, I had all right, your guest page. Okay, let's go back. So we're still here on the 16 by 20 page. Let's discuss this. So I'm going to go ahead and add this design that I just created. We're going to upload this design. All right, you have to click here that you own the rights to that. And you see the fact that I made it transparent, I can now see through it and change the design of the shirt color. Okay, so let's go back to, let's go back to the design. So I'll just click on the design to take me back to it. And actually, I think we're just going to go back to a darker colored shirt here, just for the sake of the video. You see the quality says it's good, but it's 12 by 14. Now look, if I try to make this 16 by 20, well, for one thing, it won't take up the full 16 by 20 because it's not. It doesn't. The proportion of 12 by 14 to 16 by 20 doesn't match properly. But you see how the quality goes. It's still within the green, so we're good. And that was because we made it 300 DPI. All right. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to switch the product. I'm going to change the product to the 12 by 14. And I'm going to go back to the design that I just uploaded. Okay, it's 12 by 14. Look, it's going to fit perfectly into here. All right, it's fully taking up the box. So that's what you want. So that is kind of the basics of just making sure that you design your product exactly for the print area that you're choosing. Thanks.